Hi guys, this is Aish from the Quilt Show comedy, and today I'm going to take you through a question that is constantly being asked by a lot of our quilters when it comes to labeling their quilts that they're sending into the exhibition. So for those of you who are unaware, there actually is a very nice graphic that has been attached in our website under the rules and regulations, and it kind of shows you pictorically how we expect you to place the label on the quilt, and there are also lots of guidelines on what goes into a label. But for those of you who actually like to visually have an idea about how you could create a label and how you can attach a label on your quilt, then you'll find this video very useful. All right, so honestly, the most preferred way that I would say you would do to sort of label your quilt would be to get it embroidered, because it just looks neat, it looks nice, it's presentable, and it just probably puts a smile on our faces when we receive the quilts. But this is not something that you have to sweat to do. It's not too big, it's not supposed to be very big. A 3 to 5 inch size is more than enough. It's the details on the label that is very important. So we definitely need to know the name of your quilt, whatever it is. The second line would be your name. The QC number is a number we're giving everybody once your quilt has been registered. So it's important that you register your quilt so you receive this number. And of course, if you have space, do put in the dimensions of your quilt, either in inches or in centimeters, it doesn't matter. A lot of people may not have the luxury of giving us an embroidered label. This is absolutely fine. If you're unable to embroider it, you can still take the same piece of fabric, you can write on it with permanent marker, and then you can attach it to your quilt. I've also received labels where people use print on a piece of paper. This is a bit of a flimsier option, but it does work if you pin the paper really well to your quilt, and I recommend you use like safety pins of some sort and tack it on like 4 or 5 different spots, so that with travel and movement of your quilt, the label does not fall out. I've also gotten some people who wondered whether it's okay to do it on a post-it. I do think this might be probably the most, the stickiness of a post-it will not do it. Even using tape to stick your labels on won't do it, because it is fabric after all, and these tapes are not going to do very well on a fabric surface. So once again, even if you're using a post-it, which I am okay with, just make sure that you pin it and you don't just stick it on, because it needs to last with movement. The most important thing that we all have to understand about labeling is why we label. We're only labeling so that we know your quilt reference number, and we know where to put it in the show, that it is in the right category and that it is in its allocated space. So for us as an organizing committee, this is really important. So now I have like a little baby quilt, and I'm going to show you the positioning of the label. So this is my label. I don't know. This is like a double-sided quilt, right? So I wouldn't really know which is the right side for me to put the label. So let's assume this is the front of the quilt. The label does not go anywhere in the front. It's going to go on the back. So once you have the back, and right now, honestly, the back is facing you guys. So that's the back of the quilt, and it's facing you guys. You have to just make sure, if you look at the little reference diagram here, that you need to just place this label. So this is the back facing you guys, the label goes right there. It's very clear, back of quilt and label. All right, so this is kind of where you would place it. This is where you would pin it, or you would make sure that it is hand stitched, whatever keeps it permanently there. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. If you do have any questions regarding how you want to label your quilt, definitely shoot it out to me, because we don't want you to spend too much of time worrying about this part. We want you to actually spend more time sending your quilts to us, so it comes to us on time for the show. So yeah, get that rolling on, and we look forward to any questions that you might have. To the next video.